Avec toi, wakey, wakey. Did you wake up joyfully today, or are you cranky because you didn't get enough sleep? Did you wake up in the middle of the night? Do you feel well rested, or just the opposite? Sleep issues are real for Americans, and it's not just with us adults, but our kids too. What keeps us up at night? After reading all of these social media posts, I thought it was time to bring in a sleep expert. Please welcome to the show, Brittany Landy. She is a co-founder of the Sleepability Consultants, and she is a sleep expert. Hi, Brittany. How you doing?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so happy that you're here because I read all of these social media posts about parents complaining about their children who are on the spectrum having these massive sleep issues.
Yeah.
Do you know what the current stats are for children on the spectrum and how sleep correlates with that?
So for children on the spectrum in regards to sleep, with sleep issues, it's about 40 to 80% of children on the spectrum are going at some point in their life, whether it's school age, whether it's teenage, young adult, they're going to struggle with sleep at some point. And it's such a big number compared to neurodevelopmental children who are neurotypical children who are at about 25% to 50%. It's almost double. So it's a big issue for a lot of children.
And now that leaves the parents waking up, literally working on fumes. And so then parents look to give children some of these alternatives. I've seen people trying out melatonin. Mm-hmm. What, in your expert opinion, what are your beliefs about that?
So for children on the spectrum, typically melatonin it doesn't always work. Now, there are cases where melatonin works great for some children, but the issues we get into is that the melatonin is going to sedate the nervous system. So they're not going to really know how they fell asleep in the first place. So when they do go into that next sleep cycle later on in the night, they're going to wake up and realize, I do not feel the same as I did at the beginning of the night. And they're not going to know how to get back into the next sleep cycle. So that leaves these long wake ups. I mean, we see 1-3 hour wake ups in the middle of the night for some children who use melatonin. It also can cause night terrors, nightmares, and behavioral issues the next day. So we don't typically recommend melatonin. We would recommend just being able to really know how they fell asleep and how to get to sleep in the first place. So when they wake up in the middle of the night, they know exactly how to go right back into that next sleep cycle.
Is it true what they say that, like, when you start taking melatonin, your body stops, like, producing its own, so therefore it's almost like relying on this thing to put you to bed?
Absolutely. It is. Your body naturally makes melatonin. Now, for children on the spectrum, sometimes they have a dysregulation with melatonin, so they don't make enough to carry them through the night. But there are other ways that you can increase your melatonin, like increasing calcium would help with increasing, your natural melatonin level. Yeah. So we sometimes will get babies in the program and it's like, well, we just cut their milk in half. So we're just not producing enough melatonin. So, so there are other things you can do to naturally induce that melatonin rather than supplementing and taking it away from your natural.
With me today, Brittany Landy, the sleep expert that we know and love, and she's the co-founder of Sleepability Consulting. And when we get back, we're going to find out that we can count more sheep with expert Brittany. Stay with me.
Don's Tree Service is awesome.
Love Don's Tree Service. They've come out for a giant oak tree removal, another for some debris removal.
One thing I really appreciated about Don's Tree Service, they come, they take those trees down, and they take everything away.
For a free estimate, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-TREE, or find them online at donstree.com.
Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. With me today, sleep expert Brittany Landy. Brittany, let me ask you a question. What are some good sleep habits for all people to get behind?
So everyone knows that really great, solid bedtime routine is going to be your number one thing that you're going to want to put into place. And it needs to be the same every single night, consistently in the same order at the same time. This is going to sync your circadian rhythm so that you're able to fall asleep when we want you to fall asleep. So we're not falling asleep at like 12 o'clock in the morning. We're falling asleep closer to 8, and then we're waking up at a natural time in the morning.
And we hear turning off devices an hour before bed is always good, right?
Yes, absolutely. Turning off screens an hour before bed. That blue light tricks your brain into not releasing that melatonin, which is what we want it to start doing, which is why we want that solid bedtime routine in place. Now, for children with AAC devices, that does not apply. You can put blue light filters on the AAC device. And a lot of people get that a little bit mixed up, where it's like, well, you said no screens. Well, we're going to still keep that AAC device. That's very important. And for some children on the spectrum, screens are very regulating. So you really have to take it into a case-by-case situation. As
the
far
good
as
with the
screens.
bad,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And the ultimate sleep environment, having a good mattress, good pillow, keeping it at a certain temperature. I know that I sleep a little bit better and harder when it's a little cooler in my house.
Yep.
So in the summer, I have my AC drop down at night. In the winter, I don't have to worry about that.
Right. Absolutely.
Brittany, now, when it comes to parents who are thinking, oh my gosh, this has me and my child written all over it, walk me through the steps of how someone goes about. Do they come into your practice and go to sleep overnight? How does this work?
So we actually see families all over the world virtually. So what happens is when you find us, you can book a free discovery call. Then you do a really in-depth sleep assessment. And this is going to look at everything about your child. This is going to look at what their sensory needs are, what if we have maybe a vitamin deficiency, or how our nutrition and our diet is going, because that's a huge part of sleep as well. As children on the spectrum will sometimes have difficulties with constipation and GI issues and things like that. And we dive really deep into the whole child, what they need to regulate, what do we need to take out of the bedtime routine that is causing those stress levels to go up and not allowing our melatonin levels to release. So you do that sleep assessment. We take a look at it. We create a very tailored sleep plan just for that child in particular, with visuals, nutrition, supplement recommendations, bedtime routine, all of these really great things, as well as really great sensory strategies to help them regulate before bed. We have a consultation to go over all of that, and then we get right to work. We meet with families once a week. We have a sleep log they fill out that we analyze daily to make sure everything is on track, or if we need to change anything that needs to be changed. And then we keep working until we've met their goals of whatever that may be. And that time frame can look different for every kid.
And so now it's not just kids too, it's adults that have problems sleeping. So everybody can benefit from, finding out if you can even fall asleep, staying asleep, and then waking up actually rested.
Yes.
How much does sleeping how much does sleeping like this cost? How much does a sleep consultation and going through a process like this cost families?
So we have many different plans. We have a plan that is just, here's the sleep plan, do it on your own. And that's about $450. And then it goes all the way up to about $950. And that's where we really dive in and get into the nitty gritty of what is happening, what's the root cause. And then we personally just walk you through every little change, because we don't do cry it out. We don't do, we're not going to lock your teenager in the room and say, go to sleep.
Although we want to sometimes,
we
right?
want to, but we can't, because we really have to go gradual with any changes to not create extra anxiety. And yes, we do have families who are school age, teenagers, all the way up until, young adults. So it's just a very big range.
What's the best success story that you have?
Oh gosh, I had one family, a little 7-year-old, and waking up every single hour.
Ooh.
Behavioral issues, throwing mattresses yes, like Hulk, really. And we were able to go at his pace. We did visual stories, social stories, and really got down to the root cause of a vitamin deficiency too, and we were able to get some of those levels up and do a parent in the room, where we just gradually pulled that parent out, made them feel nice and safe and confident, which is our main goal. Is we want safety, regulation. We want all the confidence in the world that they can do this. And he started sleeping through the night, first time ever in his life. And it was an amazing experience for everyone, because the families get their life back. The parents got to spend time together in the evenings. What they hadn't had that in a long time. So it was really great.
Oh, I bet that made you feel good, too, knowing that you're a part of that, right?
Yes.
Brittany, how can people find you?
So you can go to our website, sleepabilityconsulting.com. We are on Instagram at sleepabilityconsulting. And our emails are everywhere. You can send us an email and let us know what's going on specifically with your family, and we will be there with you every step of the way.
And again, a discovery call is just a phone call away.
Yes, it is. And it's free. Just come give information. We will give you everything you need to know.
Thank you so much, Brittany, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So I got my blankie and I got a nice cup of milk. Who knew this whole time, when our parents were telling us growing up, you should have a cup of milk if you can't sleep? It's because calcium is the #1 mineral that will help your body produce its own melatonin, so you can go to sleep and sleep restfully, wake up joyfully each and every morning, right? So I'm going to do this in my brand new Life with the Spectrum merch, and I appreciate you checking in to Life with the Spectrum. Remember to like, comment, share, most of all, subscribe to the channel, and you can find us as a podcast wherever you grab your podcasts. Until next time, I'm going to go count some sheep with Life with the Spectrum. See ya.
Bye.